All right. So hi, I am Picante. I am a Mario speedrunner, and today we're going to be doing Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, Warpless D-4 Mario. And on my couch, I have Big John, the man himself.
I'm just here
He's just here.
to let you know when he messes up.
Yes.
That's it.
He's a Mario hater, so
I'm not a hater. I just don't like him. It's a difference.
he's a Mario not liker. So yeah, he's gonna make fun of me if I die with Mario. All right, with that, I guess we'll get started at 3, 2, 1, go. Or okay, yeah. Sure. I forgot that if you don't hold.
There
it
goes world record.
Yeah.
It's gone already.
Yeah, we're taking it extra safe here because the beginning can mess you up. This is actually one of the hardest levels in the game. Very easy to die here, so we're not going for the insane strats. When you are small in this game, very vulnerable. So yeah, I mentioned before, this is Warpless D4. This is actually the longest main category with the original SMB 1 physics. So Warpless D4 goes up to World D. That's 1 through 9, A, B, C, and D. 4 levels in each. That's 52 levels of Mario action. But I mentioned before that this is not SMB 1, but Lost Levels, the Japanese-only remake of the game. Most people know this as something notoriously hard. Jesus, I do not normally do that, but we should be fine. We go up here.
You're trying to like scare people off from playing this game at all now.
I want to sound very impressive while I'm playing the game.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
Big words. Let's go.
But yes, we are going to be getting power-ups this run. We'll actually see it in 1-3. And from there, we should be a lot less vulnerable. I mentioned that 1-1. The reason why it's so hard is that it's just one-hit death. We definitely do this run with power-ups, not just because it's faster, but because it's much safer. There is a little bit of a trade-off. When you are big, you have to duck in certain jumps to not die, but we'll make that trade-off. The main reason why we actually like being big in this game is due to the fact that Bowser kills are much faster. You skip the bridge animation, and you save about 2 seconds per castle. And there's 12 castles, because World 9 is a bit weird. So that's 24 full seconds.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Saving time's cool. All the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah, it's the hot thing now.
All right. So yeah, we're coming up on our first castle here. Hopefully we will get our kill Bowser with fire plan into action here. Do that for momentum. Momentum in this game is really weird, especially if you played any of the newer Marios. A lot of people, they play the newer Marios, they go back to SMB 1 and Lost Levels. They are very confused as to why Mario is still going after pressing the opposite direction. The momentum in this game is pretty ridiculous. It's almost realistic if it wasn't for the fact that Mario skyrockets in the air.
Hey. Oh yeah, you beat the first world.
Yes.
Good job. Good job, man. You're almost there, man. Just 48 to go.
Yeah. 12 more worlds. Well, 11 and a half. World 9 barely counts. Oh.
Hey, you can lose runs in World 9.
I actually died in World 9 today during a no reset.
Oh, and you're actually telling us this? Oh,
Well,
this guy.
You gotta make people realize how easy speedrunning can be, right?
Yeah.
Anyone could do it, even the guy who died in World 9.
So, Mr. Picante, why are you doing all this like backwards jump? You just trying to impress us all, or what?
Well, part of it is swag, but no, actually, the reason why we do that is this game, like SMB 1, its predecessor, has frame rules. So you can only beat the game in 0.35 second increments. So you actually can save a frame rule by hitting the flagpoles backwards. It skips an animation where Mario goes from one side of the flagpole to the other. So we do that. We also hit the top of the flagpole because it's faster, even though no one believes you when you say that.
Hey, we've got videos to prove them wrong.
Yes. And the jump I just did there, you might wonder why I went on that pipe when I could have just jumped over the gap. Unlike Luigi, Mario cannot make that gap unless he does some crazy stuff that is not marathon safe. So we just decided to use our momentum to our advantage there. But yeah, speaking of unlike Luigi, Mario can't make that jump. The reason why this game is clarifying Mario versus Luigi, they're actually very different speed runs. In fact, I can't even do Luigi. It's that different. Basically, the trade-off is that Mario has better momentum, Luigi has better hops. Luigi is able to jump higher, but he's pretty much constant ice physics, while Mario has better traction, but he just can't jump as high. That's why Big John prefers the jump height.
No, I prefer the better brother.
Okay,
that's
well...
that's the thing.
Let's say civil. I have a lot to say about Mario.
I mean, who needs to worry about ice physics if you never slow down in the first place, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. This game forces you to slow down a little bit, though, with these fire bars, etc. But 2 to go. It's 5 hits to kill Bowser. You notice that bridge doesn't collapse, because why does it need to? Alright, 2 Toads saved. A lot more to go. I don't know the total Toad count. So World 3, we're going to see the first water level here, 3-2. The 2s are often, I guess, either water levels or underground levels. I don't know what the reasoning is for that, but there's 3 water levels in this game, 3-2, 6-2, B2. They're pretty awful. No one likes a water level in a platformer. But the main reason they're awful is just due to the fact that RNG could really bite you in the butt here.
That's the good thing about this category is that this category kind of forces you to learn, first of all, where your power-up locations are, because, you know, if you get hit, you know, as fire or super, you're going all the way down to small Mario or Luigi. So, of course, that requires you to get 2 powers to get back to your fire state anyway. And unfortunately, this Warpless category, especially when you're playing with the fire stress, is very, very prone to damage. This game is not designed, especially as you go later in the game, to stay big. The game just... It's not welcoming to the big player, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, someone could correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure none of the world records have been damageless. In fact, many of them have a death or two just because the category is so long. It's not like SMB 1 any percent, where if you make one mistake, you lose 1 frame rule, it's over. There's a lot of chances to make up your time in this category.
Yeah, doing a deathless run is feasible. Doing a damageless run is just...
You're either going really slow or you're a god. There's no in between.
Yeah. Unless you play as, you know, the small guy, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Power-ups.
Yeah.
Then we can do both. But, yeah, staying big this whole run, yeah, good luck.
All right, so that was our first water stage. We did pretty well. Went about as well as we could hope. We could got some really bad squid patterns there. It is frame rule based, but again, with a category this long, it's very hard to keep track of frame rules.
Yeah, we'll see that for the Famicom run.
Yeah. You would have to get to that level on the exact same frame rule, not one later, not one less.
Yeah, good luck on this one.
Yeah.
You know. So especially, you know, unlike the Famicom version, you know, when you're in between levels, you know, you're basically mashing the button to start the level as quick as possible. And literally just 1 frame later can literally change what you get. And fortunately, a lot of the levels, it doesn't really matter. But the ones where it does, it definitely can hinder you.
Yeah, so you might have noticed I took the weirdest path ever there. That's actually because the game has some castles that are maze levels. Actually, in this game, there's some that are not even castles, just levels that are maze levels. I had to go the right path. You heard some dings. Otherwise, I would be in an infinite loop there.
Yeah, this game, the Famicom version doesn't give you that if you're playing the original one. But this one, I guess as we got older, the new generation needs help how to get through it.
Kids these days.
You know?
Kids in, what, 1995?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, well, that's their boss.
So you're giving visual example on what happens when you take damage. You're going all the way back down to just the little guy, which is honestly scary.
Had to show them. Educational run here. So we'll get power-ups back in... Actually, where will we get power-ups back? We'll get power-ups back in, I guess, 4-2 and 4-3. I don't normally continue runs at this point, but marathons actually are pretty interesting because you get to see strats that you don't normally see.
Yeah. You mean you don't practice this game in this state by any means?
Not usually. Hey, nice fit there. So yeah, we'll get the power up here, and then we'll get one in 4-3. Hopefully we don't get bad RNG in 4-3. So RNG is not a huge factor in this game, but It can be cruel, specifically the build patterns that you're going to see in 4.3. I think they're all frame rule dependent, but again, we can't really keep track of frame rules with this much length in the game. So, bad bills or good bills? It's up to the game here. In fact, bills are going to be a recurring theme in RNG in this game.
Yeah. Whether you play it big or small, it's just one of the things you just have to deal with. And
oh god. All right. Well, we have power up again.
what are these scary jumps?
Yes.
Okay,
well, that was actually a fine pattern. I just got a little scared.
Yeah.
It happens.
Don't want to play too good now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Much, as you can see, just a crazy range and height of where that build could spawn, you know. Ridiculous.
The worst bill is right above where Small Mario would be. Just because that's like either a one-frame trick or you die.
Yeah, unless you just slow down, but who wants to slow down the
Yeah,
speedrun?
no, it's a speedrun.
No one does that.
Yeah.
Either just die.
Yeah. All right, so actually 5-1. Well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here.
Yeah.
But nice pipe jump. Cool. I do a little left right here because I don't. Oh, okay. Well, now it's not up to me. I was gonna say I do a little left right there because the Bowser fire can actually get in your way. I do that left right to make it really easy, but or we could just dodge it willy-nilly like that.
Yeah. You could have jumped over Bowser, but you know Bowser's jumping pattern is a little unpredictable. You know, sometimes he can do the double jumps, and sometimes he can just chill for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, so 5-1 here, we're going to see one of the differences between Lost Levels and the original game. I'm not sure if Wind has been introduced yet, but it's one of the first levels with Wind. Wind is a Lost Levels only mechanic. The bane of a lot of casual players, just due to the fact that it's really hard to control. It's consistent, but definitely harder to control. And then at the end here, we're going to see something that was, I think, unintended. So normally you would want to go up these hidden blocks here, but we're going to do a super jump, make it up here. And the reason why that's possible is just due to the fact that in SMB 2J, or Lost Levels, the jump height off enemies is slightly higher, and when you go at a certain angle, you would exploit that jump height to go insane. You don't have to be Luigi to jump high in this game. So what does Luigi really have?
He still has a better jump.
Yeah, actually,
You know?
he gets a lot more height off those. This is actually one of my favorite levels. Small and recovering power-ups or big, just because there's a lot of fun platforming here. Oh god. Okay. Well, it's fun when you go fast.
We're good. And then one thing, this looks kind of easy, but you know, when you're shooting those fireballs, you have to make sure you're shooting at the right time because they kind of bounce kind of funny. You want to make sure you hit that piranha, otherwise it'll just bonk off the pipe, and that's not good.
Yeah, so you actually saw me slow down there to avoid fireworks in this game. The fireworks are when your rightmost digit of your coin counter, so the 4 in my 94, when that hits when that matches the rightmost digit of your timer after a flagpole, you get fireworks. I would have gotten 6 fireworks there, because if it's an even number, you get 6. If it's an odd number, you get 3. And that's a lot of time lost. 3 fireworks is 1 second, 6 fireworks is 3 seconds. If we got fireworks in every stage, we got 6 fireworks in every stage. That's 2 minutes, which is kind of crazy. We're having a fun time. We want to celebrate, but we got to save those seconds.
It's amazing how these little times they just add up so much in this long run. Ridiculous.
Yeah, you gotta multiply things by like 40, or 52, depending on what trick you're doing.
This game has math.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like math though.
Me too. Oh, 5-4. 5-4 is just... There's so much going on.
Yeah, it's one of the more input-heavy stages. A lot of ducking, a lot of jumping. We got a Bowser kill at the end. I take that safe just because those Potaboos they could be unfriendly. All right, nice. Take a 39.
Yep.
Yeah, so one of the things you can do in this game, there aren't that many major glitches. It's not like SMW or SMB3 where you could just wrong warp to the end immediately. I mean, maybe you can. No one's found it. Challenge accepted here.
Not yet.
Yeah. One of the things you can do is clip, so hopefully we get it. Hey.
Magic.
Yeah, so I don't know why that one particularly works, but usually it's you go into a wall jump pixel, and which is one every 16 pixels, and you open up. The game doesn't know what to do. Not ready for you to open up. All right, so we're back in a water stage. 6-2. It's probably the hardest stage, the hardest water stage. Some people might disagree with me on that, but.
I mean, if they just take this out the run, I wouldn't mind one bit, you know.
Yeah. 6-2 or B2. Maybe probably B2.
Yeah.
I played that really
aggressive. That was uncomfortable. Oh my goodness. I don't think we even saw the fireball at all on that one.
Yeah, this game gives you. Oh god.
Oh,
okay. That was almost good. Almost good, but we got again. RNG in these water stages can be pretty brutal. It really wants me to get hit here. You got some good target practice in the water levels here.
Yeah.
Hones your fire skills. Well, luckily, this is actually one of the better places to lose fire, just due to the fact that we have 2 power-ups in 6-3. Unfortunately, level's kind of an RNG nightmare.
Yeah, got those
cheats
those
everywhere.
Cheats everywhere. Cheap cheats ruining dreams in every Mario game, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, these are the red ones. Personally, I think the green ones are the worst. The slower, the worse, just because they get in your way. We should be able to dodge these.
Yeah.
You know, if we could actually see them. Oh god. Okay. That could have been bad. I really like to speak before actually doing things here, huh? We have not been punished yet. I fully expect to be. Okay, well, we're waiting this out.
We'll just chill here.
It's not worth it.
I tell you. Hey, you got a power up, you got out without getting damaged, man. That's.
Yeah.
I think it's so common to get a power up and just immediately lose it.
Yeah, that fire especially, because it's like it's in the gauntlet basically. So that's actually the reason why I need audio in this run. That ding signifies. Oh god. Okay. That ding signifies I actually made it past that one section. I could save a little bit of time by going above.
Yeah, and this is another one of those maze levels. You have to go a certain path, otherwise it just endlessly loops. And there's a few of those sections here. So this is 3 different sections. That big jump there is Mario.
Yeah. So I actually did what are called bumps. If you hit a wall while going or facing the left direction, you scroll Mario a little bit. And by scrolling Mario a little bit, we actually spawned that platform sooner, made that jump a little bit less tight. If you don't scroll at all, that jump is very tight. It's like 2 frames or something like that. Something ridiculous. And considering the platform looks like lava, it's...
Yeah.
It's not a situation you want to be in. Oh, I didn't get a wall jump. It's okay.
I'll be honest, Luigi can't do that. He doesn't fall quick enough. It's too floaty.
Luigi's not that bad.
Well, I know that.
I'm willing to say that much. That's as far as I'm willing to go here.
You're almost done with the game, man.
Yeah, we're actually almost done. We're at the halfway point. Yeah, do some math. This is the 26th stage, and there's 52, so.
And 7-2 is kind of similar to like you saw in 5-3. You have to take this pipe out, otherwise we just loop the first section. And it has the wonderful honor of having no checkpoints as well. Yes,
actually, the last level of checkpoints is coming up. 7-3. They decided the rest of the game you don't need them.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, like I said, in the Super Nintendo, with us having this ability to beat a level and never see it again, on the Famicom version, we still have checkpoints, interesting enough. Even in the Letter Worlds, we do.
Yeah, I didn't mention that before, but the SNES version of this game is much more kind to casual players. It actually, if you game over, you go back to the beginning of the stage, you lose the checkpoint. Game over on the original version of this game for Famicom Disk System, it just sends you straight up back to the world. And considering how hard some of these levels could be, that's enough for someone to throw their cartridge out the window.
But more than that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this. I was pretty far to the left, but we're going to go for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
At least she grabbed the coin. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
The typical nose grab there, man.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But, yeah, we normally go for the spring skip, which I should have gotten there. You have to be far enough right on the spring and far enough right, or far enough right in terms of, like, momentum. You have to be having a certain amount of speed. But that actually doesn't lose that much time. I mean, we're going to have to get power-ups again, but I wanted to show off something.
Yeah, you can show off something cool in 7-4, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just realized those are green springs, and they make you bounce higher than red springs. Is that an homage to Mario and Luigi? Probably. Just took me multiple years to figure that out. But yeah, you're going to see 7-3 again. You're going to see this level 2, 7-4. They actually repeat themselves with slightly harder versions than C3 and C4. SMB1 does a lot more repeating than this game, but I guess this one wanted to pay an homage to it.
Yeah.
7-4 is pretty notorious for this Bowser here. Hopefully we get some good RNG. We did not get good RNG.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah, this is one of those stages where fire makes this pretty trivial, because you can just give them 5 fireballs anytime you want to, but when you're little, boy, and the counterclockwise fireball is what really makes it just the worst thing ever.
Yeah. I think I usually, I mean, I try to go for killing them with fire, but I usually end up just getting hit with a hammer, which is D-boost, which is also easy. A little less noble, though. Or noble? That's probably not the word. A little less cool.
And hence the reason we can't find a damageless run of this when you're playing
Yeah.
with big strats sometimes. Yeah, this is much nicer.
Much nicer, but still pretty scary.
Yeah, if you didn't get it then, yeah, back to start we go again.
Yeah, that's a pretty punishing stage to die in. It's like, what, almost a minute?
Yeah. That's definitely a reset there.
Yeah.
You die. I mean, honestly, if you're trying to run this game anyway, and when you're down, I mean, any Bowser stage is going to send you back to the beginning regardless. So the farther from the beginning you get, the more detrimental it is to your run. Or to your soul. Okay, all right, I see you. Okay. A1. You know, A1 is just one of those really... It's just so... It looks not too bad, but it's just a gauntlet. You know? There's a lot going on, and the RNG here of this last Hammer Brother sometimes.
Alright, we took that pretty safe.
Yeah.
Killed him from a distance. But we got unlucky, but we got lucky in that we didn't get immediately hit by the hammer and just lose our power up. We were able to recover in this stage. Often you get hit on that second hammer and you actually have to go into A4 and get power-ups there, which is just even more time off.
So, A2 kind of the calm before the storm, and probably one of the really good troll-type levels of the game, where a really good power-up is actually bad for you.
That could have been bad.
And of course, you know, going to the right there will just send you into a loop back to the beginning of the stage.
The funny thing is, the pipe that takes you to the beginning of the stage, like, it's a bonus area, so it's like, well, it's a bonus area,
Yeah,
right?
it literally has the bonuses and everything.
Yeah, you're just so happy, and then, like, you land, and it's like, yeah, this is massive troll here.
Yeah, so they force you to learn about bouncing off Koopas to hit pipes and all that cool stuff.
And that, like, honestly, that jump to get that block and not die, it's not easy. Like, speedrunners struggle with it. So they're really making you prove you're a super player when you play this game.
Yeah.
This is the bane of every person with a bad capacitor in their SNES trying to capture lost levels. Sometimes this level is just pure white. So you actually notice I hit a hidden block there. If this was the FDS version, those blocks would not be hidden.
Yeah.
But
they're very, very camouflaged.
Yes.
It's a completely non-white background like this, you know. It's just brick walls for days.
Yeah, so this is 8-4. The first, if you consider like the Letter Worlds and World 9 New Game Plus, this is like the end of the new game here. The reason why this category goes to D4, but you see the FDS version go to 8-4, is due to the fact that the FDS version, Famicom Disk System, if you want to actually get to World D, or get to the Letter Worlds, you have to beat the game 8 times and then do a specific button combination on the menu. So People do run a version of the game that doesn't require you. Oh God, what am I doing? Okay, well that worked. People do run a version of this game that doesn't require you to do 8 different run-throughs to get through D4, but it's less popular.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually those categories just go to 8-4, and you go to D4 since you instantly go to the Letter Worlds or World 9 if you beat the game Warpless in this version. And I'm saying that right. You use a warp in this game, you immediately go to World A. World 9's kind of like the bonus thank you for actually playing our game. All right, so
There you go.
first kiss down.
Literally on PB pace for 8-4 Warpless.
You know it.
So there's Peach.
Yeah, so I mentioned before, like, oh, I died in World 9. The reason why it's so insane to die in World 9. World 9 is interesting. It pays an homage to a glitch in SMB 1 called the minus world. It's much more evident on the Famicom Disk System version where everything is absolutely insane and pretty much looks glitched. But these levels are kind of a break. Calm before the storm.
Yeah. Again, you only play this when you play Warpless. If you skip these levels, like I said, you're not going to see this at all. And of course, at least on this one, it continues your lives. On the Famicom version, no matter how many lives you have getting into it, you only get one single life. And if you lose it, that's it.
You also lose power-ups, right?
Yeah, they just take you to nothing. So,
Yeah, so I mentioned there were 3 water levels in this game. I guess I was forgetting World 9 existed.
this is like literally half of them.
Yeah. So there's 6.5 because you also have a water section in 8-4.
So, generally in speedruns of this category, it's just don't make that clumsy damage or don't take any damage in World 9. It's just, you know, it's so easy to just mess up when you're not paying attention. You know, it's free basically, but 9-2, just watch out for the lack of 2s. 9-3, if you get hit in 9-3, you're just bad at games. You should not be taking any damage on the next stage.
Yeah, 9-3 is actually the easiest level in the run.
Yeah.
I forgot about Bruce, but we're gonna see Doug here.
Doug.
So Bowser has a few cousins. I mean, you have Bruce, the fake Bowser, in 8-4 and D4, but you also have Doug, because you know Doug Bowser.
Doug Bowser, I see what you did there.
Oh, I didn't do it. I think that was Picante's doing.
Ah.
But yeah, hi Doug. Bye Doug.
Bye, Doug.
It's actually pretty hard to get past him if you go the right way, but it's so obvious that you should not go the right way there.
Wait, that's not the right way?
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I went the right way. You don't, intended path.
I don't think I've ever even tried to go that way and not take damage.
Yeah,
I
so
don't think
oh,
I
I
would.
didn't hit that Goomba. But if you hit that Goomba, it makes this squid a lot easier to kill. We should still be fine. Famous last words.
Yeah.
For those who speak Japanese, I'm pretty sure it just says arigato, which is thank you. Akin to thank you so much for playing my game in SM64.
So you did it, man. You beat all the number levels. We're moving on to bigger and better things now.
Yeah. What's your opinion on A1 steak sauce? I got a lot of flack last time I mentioned my opinions on
A1 steak sauce when you have nothing else better to put on top of your steak.
It's not bad, but there's better options out there.
Yeah, I mean, what's better than ketchup? I mean, if you're one of those like ketchup and microwave steak people, you know.
Okay.
Oh, the early jump there.
All right. That's never happened before. Got to get that out of the way. It's a marathon run.
So they say. Which is actually kind of scary because A1 is quite a scary level. There's a barrage of RNG Hammer Brothers and a couple of sections.
So we actually got super lucky there. We could have been in like a death loop basically.
Yeah.
Jumped early there too. I would have gotten bonked.
Do you know how easy that part is right there with Luigi? I'm just saying.
It's also easy with fire, but
yeah. So long as you don't like slip off or bounce unintentionally.
Yeah.
So.
You know, bonk on a question mark block there.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll get powers back in D1. Yeah, Big John mentioned it before, but you really get familiar with these power-ups in this game.
Yeah, it seems like, unfortunately, if you're running this category, especially in no reset, it's just like, you know, if you haven't noticed already, most of your power-ups, nearly all of them, are not marked. You know, you don't have the comforts of like Mario 1 and 3 where there's a question mark indicating here's a power block, but you don't see that in this category, in this game, nearly anywhere.
Maybe it was me being a bit of a tryhard when I started this game, but I literally made like flashcards for like stage and power-ups. It helped immensely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was using them so much that, or I was forgetting about them so much, and I needed to use them. So that's what helped me make the transition. Most people, when they run this category, just because it's so long, they just basically do it small only, and then they eventually go up and up, get more and more power-ups.
Yeah.
A3, we got lucky. If there's too many cheeps on the screen, it takes a lot more sprites to despawn objects in this game than the Famicom Disk System version, but you still could do it. If that spring despawns and you go where that spring is, it's actually a soft lock.
Yeah, good stuff.
And we're familiar with soft locks after today. Low blow.
Tell you. No comment.
I could have went.
You know, and speaking of interesting, and this is actually, we're talking about how this game is generally easier on the SNES, but on the Letter Worlds and the Famicom version, in addition to having checkpoints, none of the Bowsers in the letter levels throw hammers at you. All they do is shoot fire. So
that would be pretty nice for C4.
You'd think?
Yeah.
You know?
All right, we should be able to fully recover here. Keyword should. Okay, no. It's a marathon.
What was it? What, a second and a half you kept it, you know?
Ooh. Alright, well. We're actually in a situation where these might jump weirdly. Oh god. Okay, well.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Good. We want it to be small.
Yes.
Intentional.
Yep.
Alright, last water stage here.
Good old B2.
Not my favorite.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of any water stages, honestly.
3-2 is a little bit of a nice break in the lull that is the earlier stages in the game. I say that as someone who's like reset probably 30%. No, that's way too much. But a lot of runs have died in 3-2.
Yeah. You don't want to see the reset, the attempted runs of lost levels runners. It's just, especially in the first, stage, dying on 1-1.
No, 1-1's a hard stage.
It really is.
They came out blasting with this game.
And it's kind of what, that's what a lot of times they say.
Oh my god. Well.
Butted, man. Butted. But it's kind of what Miyamoto has in mind for most Mario games. The first stage is it's a very, very quick kind of exposure to all the basic concepts. Like dying, don't touch enemies, how to jump, that's just kind of what happens. But it doesn't make a good speedrun as a result,
Miyamoto getting you accustomed with this game is way too hard.
Yeah. The poison mushrooms, which we haven't seen.
I think to pass 8-3, I had to do a poison mushroom. We're gonna take this way more carefully than we did before. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, so, by the way, these bloopers here, so you've got bloopers that will go the way you're facing. You've got bloopers that just lock on to you. They're going to come to you no matter where you're moving at. And so sometimes, when you play this game, you kind of know which ones are which, and you kind of can adjust your swim patterns, especially if you're little, where you have no kind of, fire to kill the enemies with. Then you don't really care, just body them.
Right, good old B3. A little bit of RNG can go wrong here, but we're small, so it should be okay.
Yeah. B3 is I would say it's a little scary with Mario because you got some pretty hefty jumps.
Well,
that's not the one I was talking about.
Here's the game over screen. It's pretty cool. Hope we don't see it again. If only we didn't get hit the last part of B2 there.
Yeah. So like I said, at this point, unless you care about your score, it's just, game over is really the same as just dying normally.
Yeah. My My score was pretty high. The ending jump could be a little scary. Especially with the Bills, especially with that Koopa.
Especially if you're going for turnaround on top of it, you know?
Yeah.
You got to get that left input quickly and immediately jump again.
All right, so we'll go for power-ups now in B4 and C1. Kind of tough, but why not?
Yeah, the first one is in a not too comfy spot, but...
Oh, okay.
Yep. Get a mid-air jump. You can basically press the jump button while the power-up is applied. You can get yourself another jump, and pretty cool. And look at them saving frames there.
Yeah. Tried to go for a clip there. That one saves time because you don't have to take that elevator, but they're pixel perfect and frame perfect, I'm pretty sure. Maybe just pixel perfect, but tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mentioned scrolling the screen there to get an advantage in 6-4, but if you scroll the screen here, it's actually terrifying due to the fact that it makes those fires really hard to react to. There's actually a warp in B4 here. I think it's the only warp in a castle in SMB 1 or 2J. It takes you to World D. You see that in the any % run. You actually go to C1, and then you save and quit, and then go back to B4. You don't see save and quits very often in Mario any % runs.
But hey, we're just one world away from that World Dumb, which is I'm very hyped for.
All right, cool. Back with power-ups.
Now, can you maintain it throughout the rest of the game?
Can I? Well, I was going to say that's the first hard part. Yes, the reason why that's possible is due to the fact that if you're landing on an enemy while going down, you automatically kill the enemy. That's what the game decides will kill an enemy.
Nice programming.
Yes. We take advantage of it. Actually, this squid's going to determine whether or not we have... Okay, well, we got a bad squid, but...
Yeah. C2. C2 generally is just awful. Even on the Famicom version. I'm trying to actually get on the firmware that makes that first squid favorable. On top of the bills here, which were quite nice, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely a sleeper stage. I think that everyone's focused on C3, C4, D World D. They're not thinking about C2. It immediately can do bad things.
Yeah.
There's manipulation to that squid.
Yeah. So C3 is basically an upgraded difficulty version of 7.3.
Has absolutely no impact unless we somehow lose P speed, which we did not. I was a little scared I was going to because, commentary curves.
What if I say you will die, then you won't die? Reverse curse.
Should have been saying I won't get world record ever in a marathon.
I've been doing it wrong all these times, man.
Yeah, the actual most recent world record was in a marathon race, so anything could happen.
Yeah, that was something. Of all the things, man. It had no reset run. So here we go, C4.
Yeah, this time we have fire.
Yep, so.
This time we cool.
See, you're supposed to say you don't have fire, you would have not gotten hit, see?
Yeah.
So again, kind of a upgraded version of 7.4, which we saw the first extra fire by the beginning. Here's generally the same, but this part though.
Yeah, so if I had fire or big, it would be a little bit easier to showcase, but that's a really tight window that you have to go through.
But some things don't change like this.
Yeah. We'll be patient here. Oh god. I'm not in a good spot.
Oh, Bowser would not jump. There
Alright.
we go.
That could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, it's so easy to get impatient because you're like waiting there for like 10-15 seconds, and fortunately that's the disadvantage of playing when you're small. It's just you just have to go for it. Unless you get lucky and try to jump through the hammers. Sometimes you might have a hammer that actually has a physical sprite, but you don't have a hitbox tied to it.
Speaking of lucky.
Really? Really?
Oh yeah, there's actually a pretty consistent setup. But I got unlucky. I'm surprised that it worked. So the thing about that, there's two instances of RNG there. There is the height of the Koopa that you have to jump on after the hammer row. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
And then there's the hammer row going down. if the hammer row goes up, you generally get a good Koopa pattern. But if you have to go for that safety strat when the hammer row goes down, it really could give you a bad Koopa there. So it's even though it's like technically safer, RNG is still taking the wheel there.
Yeah, that's a really nasty Koopa because not just left to right, but up and down, just ever so slightly, and it's just a. But this is a trained professional. He knows exactly what he's doing, obviously. Hey, you're gonna go for the jump at the end?
I'm gonna beat the level.
They're gonna go for the spring jump to the flag? Oh.
Can you actually make that? Is it like insanely tight?
You can make it. It's a couple of pixels to play with.
All right.
Yeah. Just think of the time you could save when you run, though. I mean, it's a good like half second, you know.
Oof, not gonna sub 40. It's okay. Well, you could already tell this level's gonna be great.
Good old D3.
Oh,
wonder what?
I don't even know that happened.
Yeah, D3 is just a gauntlet. This is the major gauntlet before you get to the last level, and it's just bullets everywhere. They have an unpredictable spawn pattern, and then, of course, you've got Hammer Brothers, and, of course, the last staircase of doom at the end, honestly.
Yeah, they predicted all the Mario Maker 2 levels you would see.
Yeah.
Enemy here, enemy there, everywhere, really.
Yeah. So you made it, man. The last stage, man.
Yeah. A little bit of an homage to 8-4 here, but we don't go down a pipe. You could actually make that. It's a very, very tight jump, though. You have to jump like basically on the fire bar block.
Yeah. And still on the outside.
Yes.
You see him do a little hesitation there. That's just to make sure he doesn't get hit by that piranha. That's pretty consistent for all characters.
Oh, well, I missed him the first time, but we're saying hello to Bruce.
Bye, Bruce. Bye, Bruce.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be a little scarier if I was big.
Time there.
Oh yeah, that's time.
Yep. There you go.
All right. I'd like to get a sub 40, but with all those B2 deaths, I'm not surprised.
Easy game, man.
You get many more kisses for D4 than 8-4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 more kisses.
I never took time to count those. Wow.
I don't think I have either. But that's Warpless D4 Mario for the Lost Levels. The Lost Levels community is great. I like to shout out Big John here. Too many other people to really think of. I don't want to leave anyone out. So just you know who you are. You're all cool people. Hope that we see Warpless D4 in another marathon soon. Or really Big John, another GDQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. With that, I will hand it off to the rest of the marathon staff.